everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I have been gone for quite a couple of days. I need a little break. We had a crazy busy season since December all the way through May. We did not stop. And when I mean we, I mean us crazy orchid collectors and plant collectors. It really was a wonderful season. It was beautiful. I had a lot of fun with all my friends. But guess what? We're back to basics. And actually it's not that basic because I've been working a lot here in the yard. Have had a lot of projects going on, a lot of them up ahead. The honeydew list is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think there's some amazing things coming up, most likely this year and next year, because construction is about to start very soon. I just gave the idea and my partner Lewis is running with it. So it's going to be a fun year, but a messy year. But I want to take you guys through the whole journey. I'm doing this video today and I'm excited about it because it's just a hangout video. I want to hang out with you guys as if you're visiting my place, like when my friends come over, and just show you around, show you things, nothing planned, maybe some things in bloom, some things that we're working on. I'll take you in my world of guppy breeding, which is really expanding, and I am putting up a brand new aquarium, 125 gallons, and it's looking absolutely gorgeous thanks to the boys at Ophies that gave me actually two beautiful driftwoods, and it just kick-started the whole project. There is a plane landing, as I always tell you guys. The airport's right there. Here, let me see if I can catch him. Oh, that's hard. I don't know if you can see them there. Oh, I probably made you guys really dizzy. It was really cool. It was two of those. I always tell you guys that they fly these classic planes everywhere. So anyways, I try to catch them, but it's a really gloomy day. It's been raining a lot. That's another reason why I haven't done any of these videos. So today is the first day that it's just gray, but not raining. So I'm going to take this opportunity to take you guys around. Without further ado, let's go take a walk. All right, guys, let's just start right here. There is no planning, there is no template, there's nothing today. We're just gonna go with it. All right, so please don't start barking. And there's Gregory having his little meal. I wanted to start in the Hoyas actually, because some of you really get excited when I show my Hoyas briefly. And I realize I don't give them enough attention, but today we'll give them a little bit more attention. They have been blooming a lot. With these rains, they really love it. This one smells just like a fresh bouquet of roses. When you smell this, these are called peduncles. These little things here, let me see if I can find right here. This is a peduncle, right? And you see those little rings around it? I don't know if you can see it there, but every time it blooms, it creates a ring. So you can kind of see how old each peduncle is, or even the age of the plant. It's one of my favorite Hoyas because of the fragrance it has, and it likes to bloom a lot. It's not just one here, one there. It gives you a lot of pretty flowers. I almost lost this one. It wasn't doing too well. I didn't have it in a good spot, and I brought it back by watering it a lot, keeping it in shade, just like this one. This is my, oh God, I used to know the name of this. Starts with an R? No. Oh my God, look. It went away. Retusa, I think this is called, Hoya Retusa. And it dried up, but look, green leaves are popping here and there, so it's coming back. And this is another one. It needed a lot of water. Now the thing with Hoyas is they don't like to be, they like this. They like when the roots are really like stuffed in there. They don't like to be in a loose pot. So repot them once the roots are ready to the point where they're doing this. This needs repotting. See? It's not holding it anymore. And I can tell you they're happier if you leave it like this than if you put it in a bigger pot. Because I would kill them like that. Not that I killed many Hoyas, but I noticed they don't like to be in very big pots. They like to be more snugged in. Now, these just finished blooming. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it, but they do give, see all these peduncles? They do give a lot of flowers. And this is a macrophylla. I always say it sounds like a disease or an illness. And it's the same one. I love it because of the leaves. And when it gets sun, they get a little bit redder and pink on the edges. Oh, look. This carry-eye is giving me, this was a gift from Miss Mercedes. Mercedes, mira lo que me dio. Una flor, sí, una corona de flores. A little crown of flowers. She said, since you're into Hoyas now, I have this one. I'll just give it to you because I have too many in her yard. She grows them wild and they are beautiful. But that is a pretty, let me see if it has any fragrance. They should. Yep, it's got that chocolatey fragrance. Very cute. First time it blooms. It's the same one, but this is the variegated one. This is the carry-eye variegated. Sweetheart Hoya. This is the solid one. And this one here is the, oh look, it's got a little peduncle. This one's the inverted one. The variegation is inverted. So it's a Hoya carry-eye reverse variegated spot. It's a very sensitive one. It's been, oh my god, the spider doesn't get off my hand. It was doing really well, and then all the leaves fell, and then it grew all these leaves back. But look, it's got a little peduncle going on there. So I think this is the spot. That's why, even though this is really old and breaking down, I can't take it away because the Hoyas love it here. So we're gonna try to build. Every time I say we, I laugh because my partner put on the honeydew dash. We have a chalkboard and we put everything there. I'll probably show it to you later. And he says that his name now is We with 2 E's. Because I keep saying, we're going to do this like this beautiful path. Oh, we finished this beautiful path. Yeah, I didn't do any. Well, I did do something. I cut the leaves and I selected the ones I wanted to show and helped place them. Some of them, not all. He did pretty much all of them, but I did do that. And with one of the ideas now is to do another one going the other way and connecting to where the barbecue is. So that way, when you look at it from the back of the house, it looks like a horseshoe in the yard, but it's all lit. It's gonna look really pretty. And then perhaps do P-rock here and make this more of a walking area instead, because this is an unused area. So we can do P-rock here and do sort of like a walking area all the way to the back of that deck. So that way everything connects. So yeah, and by the way, I am doing this video today because I'm thinking about doing memberships, and I just been very busy at work and I haven't had time to even look into that. You know, once you have a project and you want to go into it, you get busy somewhere else. You know, it's Murphy's Law. So anyway, this is sort of what I would be giving you in my membership. It would be more personal type of thing where I'd be showing you things that I normally don't show in my video and take the time to. Like this beautiful Hoya that I don't think I've ever shown you this flower. This is one of my first Hoya, well, no, second to first, if that makes sense. I bought this at Soroa, and my God, this smells so good. It has its own type of fragrance. I can't compare it to anything. If I would say Queen of the Night, you know, the jungle orchid, I would probably compare it a little bit to that fragrance. But it is so pretty. It's cranberry and yellow, and look at the size of this Hoya. I bought like 2 little strings, and look how big this thing got. Now I did cut in the past. I would cut and put back in the pot to make it a little thicker. And look at that. I thought that hanging it here would be perfect. And with all the rains that we've gotten, oh, it is loving it. So this is the reason I did it, because the flowers do grow on the bottom. I noticed that all the peduncles, like right here. The one thing I don't like about this Hoya is it hooks onto everything. So it tears the flowers and the leaves. You gotta be very careful. So anyways, I've had this now for almost 4 years. I gave Laz one as a gift. I wonder how his is doing. And I got this one for myself. Now here I'm planting some anosmums. I did tell my friend Kelly at orchids in paradise, what I was doing with all my anosmums, I think I'm just going to put them on trees. Because once they're around trees, like this is a beautiful anosmum that I got from Pam. But this one, I also got this from Pam. This is the white one. I had them here, and when people would walk through here, they would be amazed at the fragrance when it was in bloom. So I'm thinking of doing that on all the trees that are close to the path. So when they're in bloom, you're just walking through a whole entire area of fragrance. Oh my God, these spiders, come here. And I don't want them, come here. She's been on me, but she doesn't get off. Thank you. You're gonna end up crushed or something. All right, so here, I kind of changed things here. If you guys been watching my videos, I made this into a tea because it makes it easier for me to go around and water. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but you know, sometimes a good idea takes several processing developments in order to get to the final grand finale, I guess. And I'm sure it might metamorph into something, but everything is doing beautiful. This is one that I got. Here, let me give you some light. This is one that I got at Curlsmith. Phalaenopsis parishii, the dark lip. It is so fragrant, guys. They have these over at Curlsmith, and I sent Julie in a video, and I said, "What do you think about this little orchid?" I put it in a bonsai pot, and I was just testing it out to see if it would work. And I used lava rock and a little bit of spag moss, and just let it grow in this little pot. And look at this. This is the first time it gives me so many blooms. But I love that the roots are just coming out, and just, it feels really comfortable in there. Absolutely beautiful. So if you guys want these, make sure you put them in lava rock. Well, I did do it in sponge spag moss, but I added lava rock. So make sure it is moist. You don't want to make it too, see? Let me see if I can show you. There's lava rock in there, but there's also spag moss in there. So I did a little bit of both, but it's like maybe 3/4 moss, 1/4 lava rock. I think that's how I did it. And then this gorgeous beauty up here that surprised me the other day with so many flowers. Like I said, I've been so busy, I haven't been back here. So the past 2 days I have been cleaning up and taking out some yellow leaves, spraying all these. The reason I have so many blooms, guys, this year is because I've been spraying all my buds. When I look at buds every day, I try to spray. When I'm not here, I don't spray, obviously, but I try to spray as much as possible with 7, because the thrips have been really, really bad this year. This season has been horrible. So instead of using something highly toxic constantly, I'd rather just spray with 7 for now, because I have a lot of cats. As you guys know, that's one of my passions. I love cats. I don't want to use anything heavy anymore. I'm afraid. You know, I did lose a cat over poisoning. The vet said it was not from that he thinks he licked Freon from the driveway, and there was a car that was at the time leaking, so it could be that. But you know what, I don't want to take any chances. So I've been spraying with 7, and I've been fertilizing a lot with my my aquarium gunk. All the filters, I clean them out, and I'll show you now when I'm done. I'm just showing you this flower because it's really beautiful. It's the only one left, and this is from I don't have a tag on this one. Strange, I forgot the name, but anyways, and I really don't want to do a lot of editing. This is called a red, oh, here we go. A black snake. Chiffon black snake. And these are awesome. It's one of my favorite phals from Curlsmith. What a great flower. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And my hopes is to grow this really big. If not, I'm just going to buy a couple and put them in one big mass thing, because lots of those flowers would be spectacular. And my Dendrobium linguizii, is that how you say it? You know, I'll learn it someday. Linguella. Linguella, yeah. I got this at the last show I went, and it is looking very beautiful. Look at all the flowers. It opened up some more buds. The other ones that I showed on my What's in Bloom are all gone, but these are all new. And what I like is that right now, see, there's more little buds. Right now, it may not be something like wow factor, but I'm seeing the future in this. And the future of this is going to be a wow factor, because once it fills out with all these canes, see how many they're growing on top? It's just going to cascade hundreds and hundreds with all these little pink flowers. Could you just imagine? Oh my goodness. They're so pretty. Look at that. And they do have a nice little fragrance. And this one's here. This was a gift. And guess what I found? Look. So when you guys see this, this is scales. And they are dead. I gotta clean them up. So I have it here to clean up the leaves. I already sprayed. I'll show you now. I'm gonna go outside because I keep everything outside. I already sprayed this thoroughly, see, and it also has the millibugs. I think those are millibugs. Yeah, millibugs. So it had millibugs and scale. The only one, I checked everything around here, nothing had it. So for some reason, that attracted that, and I caught it on time because the leaves are still healthy and green. That means it hasn't really established, but it's looking pretty bad. So this beauty just opened today. Check her out. This is always such a pleasure to record and to see open, because this is one of my older orchids. This is the rustic spots crossed with Kelly Leia. And this beauty has gone through everything, through construction, through different types of placements, to finally putting it in one of these RF pots that I love. It's growing out into the wall. But you know, this orchid has been very not resistant, but strong against a lot of things. We've had terrible weather. I think it even went through a really bad storm one time and it actually survived. So it's a very special orchid to me, and it's one of my older orchids. So to see her bloom like that always, and never, you know, fail a blooming cycle, it's just really good. So I always, even when I see her struggling, I fight for her. Now there's more buds here. Just notice this. So I got to spray you, buddy, because if not, I already see it. Look, hey, that could be thrips. So I have to spray this ASAP. Here are my cacti. I put these little funny little reticulated 3D lizards given to me by Coqui Moss, Miss Gabriela. They're so cute, and I love these little guys here. Super, super adorable. Cacti collection is growing. And by the way, hey Bruce, I'm gonna be going to a cacti heaven, which is Palm Springs, in about 2 weeks. So I probably will do a whole video on my visit to Palm Springs and share it with you guys. Maybe I'll put that in my members. So here's a story about my monkey tail. I put it here, and I finally figured out what the problem was. The sun shifted here, and it was getting sun all this time, and it did not like it. Direct, strong sun. Where the other cactus liked it, this one didn't. I moved it here, and thank God it's growing new ones. So this is brand new. This one right here, it's new, and these actually made it. They started to go bad, so I think they're going to shoot out. I'm so hurt about this. I was telling my friend Kelly over in Hawaii, I go, oh my God, this was such a beautiful gift from Jeremy. And you know, it happens when the sun shifts here. Florida sun is like a microwave. So if it's directly on you, like these Dendrobiums love it. They bloom constantly, but it burns all the leaves off, but they bloom a lot. See, all these are new spikes. So it's I know it likes the sun, so I keep it there whether it has leaves or not. So sometimes it's not about the beauty of the plant itself. It's gonna lose leaves, like my arachnus over there, due to the sunburn. Oh, you can't see it like that, sorry. But it will bloom a lot. So this one, let me see if I can show you. I'm not gonna go all the way over there now because the grass is kind of wet. So that one on that side, it's gotten better, but it got all yellow from the sun. All right, let's walk in the greenhouse. Now I did do a lot of arranging here because everything is growing. So I created like a center island. I have an island over there, and I'm doing like little side things. You know, this is the only way I can kind of walk around in my greenhouse without bumping into all my plants. And like last night, I had to rush here and put these beautiful, massive cattleyas inside because they were getting poured on rain, and I really was afraid that they would get root rot. It's been raining here for 3 days nonstop. So I said, you know what? I'm going to, oh, and this one here is a perfect example. You see this here? More scales. I've been spraying this a lot. So with the rain, I noticed I got some scales. That's why I bought a very big container of 7. And I've been spraying, and it kind of like freezes it. So you gotta like keep spraying every day in order to kill the eggs and anything that comes next. Do not just spray once and walk away. It's not gonna do a thing. Trust me. I've tried it, and it's not a good idea. All my gorgeous bulbophyllums here. I want to show you a show, and this is going to be a very special moment to share with you because I almost gave up on this. Oh. Sorry, it's because I put those too big. I want to show you my bulbophyllum graveolens. Look how many spikes it gave me. This poor thing during the cold weather dropped all its leaves. I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? So when I moved everything back here and fed it, this is due to my aquarium filter. This is the only thing I've been feeding everything. It's an aquarium filter. I call it fish gunk because it looks like brown gunk. And all of a sudden, this popped these beautiful 4 spikes. I'm looking because my cats get on the roof and I don't want them to fall through. Hey, get down. That's Bruce. They get on the top of the tarp, and then they use their nails. So anyways, look at how beautiful this is. What a beautiful bulbophyllum. Now this one, if you put your nose up to it, it does have a horrible dead flesh smell, but only if you put your nose up to it. It's not like a lot. I cringe when people say, oh, I don't like bulbophyllums because I don't want to stink up my place. Unless you have 100 of these, I don't see how it's going to stink up your place, especially if you have it outdoors. Outdoors, it's even better because you don't have to, you have ventilation. Plus I have a fan in here and all that. These little, by the way, the tarp that we use, I'm going to call it out right now. This tarp that I've recommended to some of you, don't even bother. I got it on Amazon. It's starting to shed. Look, you see that wood right there? I'm going to show you. See that right there? All that is plastic. It's creating little tiny holes through. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. See the holes? So don't even bother buying this on Amazon. It's no good. No bueno. If you put it out in the sun, it starts weathering and just, so we're gonna have to figure out something else. For now, it's okay because, you know, it served the purpose, but it shouldn't be breaking down like that if it's something that is gonna be out in the sun. So what that tells me is they never put it through a test. Down here where I live, they have a company that you drive by, very cool, and they test all kinds of material in the sun for a whole year to see how it reacts. And they probably didn't do that with this. You get what you pay for. Anyways, this just opened, this beauty from BL Orchids. It's a really, really pretty orchid. I got this from him, I think it was Fort Lauderdale maybe, a while back. Tai Noi, there we go, the Tai Noi. He was telling me, oh, it's a beautiful little miniature. It's very fragrant. Let me see. Right now it has like a very soft fragrant, but it's not as fragrant as I thought. Maybe because I have the Ben fragrance right next to me. Such a pretty flower, huh? Gorgeous. And right above it is what I keep smelling, which is my Ben fragrance. And I really love every time this one blooms because now see, this releases a fragrance in the air of vanilla. It is so good, guys. If you guys don't own a Ben Fragrance, go to Banyang and get yourself one, because they, of course, you need the space. This one is not so bad. Here, that's the name. This one's not so bad, but their roots do get pretty long sometimes from these vandas, so you want to make sure you have the space for it. This one just finished blooming, my Lindley. Like I said, we're doing this improv. So I may miss a couple of things. These are about to open. Haluetiana, I think that's how you say this. Alba. Again, I sprayed the HE double hockey sticks out of it. That's from Golden Girls. From Betty White. This is beautiful. This is another stinky one. Another one you don't want to put your nose up to it. Right here, I don't smell a thing. And I'm pretty close. The Wilbur Chang. It's one of the stinkiest ones out there. Hold on, because this is growing. I think it's time to move this out. Oh, it already grew into it. How funny. That's crazy. There we go. And I did misspell there. I put Weber. It's Wilbur Chang. And there's a reason why it says smell me not. So do not smell it unless you want to be pushed away quickly. It is a beautiful flower though, and it has a great profile. Look at that. Of course, this one's on its way out, but such a beautiful flower. I showed this before. This is Painter's Dream from my friends over at Dan and Margie, who gave me another one. This is so pretty. I love when I see these little spikes coming out, surprise spikes. Oh, I almost missed you. You're up there. This is the one they call the, I can never say this, Pulsy Pricey or something. It's very fragrant. Let me see if there's, I'm gonna have to edit the name in. Let me see. I look in there because the thrips have been so bad this year that they distort my colors. And that's another thing, guys. If you see that you're suffering from thrips, you're probably going to see your flowers morph in color. It doesn't mean it has a virus, because I thought the same thing. And I want to show you a perfect example. I've had this has been with me for many years. You see that? That's thrips. It had a third one here, and it annihilated it. The thrips destroyed it. So I started spraying, and I was able to save these two, but the color came out kind of weird, and they're usually like a bright yellow. So they suck the energy out of this poor flower. And this is, I got this at Tamiami many years ago, and it was not doing well. I put it on a mount, and it gave me that new growth with these flowers, and boom, I get thrips on it. Those little nasty little things. Now this I'm super happy about, and thank God the thrips did not bother this. This came from a very cool viewer of mine, Mr. Frank, who gave me this. He was one of the very first people that I met as a viewer who gave me a gift, and I've had this now for like 4 years. This is a Ciliare. He sent me a text the other day, a message through Instagram saying, hey, what's the name of that plant I gave you? I seem to have lost a tag. I go, Ciliare. And look at how gorgeous the flower on this is. It has given me so many flowers this year. But look at that, it has all that up there, ready to open. This is already opening. Just beautiful. And when he gave it to me, it was in a pot, and then I decided to move it from the pot and put it in another pot, and it did not like that at all. So I took it out of there and I put it on this mount, and lo and behold, oh, and this is, by the way, this is where I put orchids that need to be rehabilitated. There's something about this section here that brings them back. 9 out of 10. That's the one that did not come did not come back. But everything else, not only did it come back, it's spiking and doing well. And of course, from Jeremy at S&W, my beautiful Dendrobium Knifer's Quest cross with Little Sweet scent. It is going to be a show next year. This has me really, really excited. So all this will bloom next year. There's a lot there. It is stuffed. And I would say like around 13 canes. And the samurai. The samurai is such a generous bloomer. It will give you spikes on every cane and sometimes multiple spikes. Like this one, it gave me 2 spikes on 2 canes and 1 spike on this one, and one tiny one here and 1 tiny one here for the tiny ones. So it is a very generous bloomer. It is fragrant. It is absolutely stunning. Has a beautiful shape and color. I just love those little antennas. And this is and I want to say it without reading it. Anti-Atom crossed with Stratoides, Dendrobium Samurai. I think I said it correctly. Oh, let me see, because I've been trying to learn this one. So I don't have to guess anymore. There we go, Stratoides with Antennatum. I said it right, yay! Celebration! I learnt you already. It's a very pretty Dendrobium. Very big too. And this one was inside my little white greenhouse, and it just didn't look good there. I want to bring it out here. Now that's my bat plant. It is getting so massive, guys. Look at that. So massive. It's gotten a lot of water, so you know what that means. Oh, there it is. 1 pod coming up. That means it's getting ready to start blooming again for the summer. These are my Mimi Palmer crossed with Tessellata. Another beautiful Vanda from Crowsmith. Smells amazing. Really, really good fragrance. All right, I don't want to spend too much time here, but there is so many beautiful ones. This one's from the Orchid Den. Another beautiful bloomer. I should bring her inside because she got a lot of rainwater. This is, oh, I almost killed the bud. Dendrobium Blue Twist. Beautiful, beautiful Dendrobium. Always gives a beautiful long spike. Great colors. Really, really pretty. And this one, again, I've been spraying. You see those spots? Sometimes that could be thrips. So yes, it's been quite a season of thrips. Look at this. All these are brand new spikes. This is my, well, sorry, I got a call and I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. So this is a Broctonia lindinii, species from Cuba and Bahamas. I got this from none other than, there it is, Brethren Orchids. But it's already stuck in there, so there's no, look at the root on this thing. And I love, this little dish comes from my friend Natalia from Just One More Orchid. And she was the one who encouraged me to get this because I bought this at Ophi. She was there one season selling her pots, and I love bees. So I got this little pot and I'm like, I need something special. She says, you gotta get this from Cuba since you like things from Cuba. And it was a tiny, tiny little thing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And look at this now. It's already like 3 years old. Really, really pretty. And it gives me such, it blooms like many cycles already. You can see the sticks in there, the old spikes. All right, guys, let me not get too stuck on one. These have been blooming for a while now. They are long-lasting blooms. It comes from Mr. Tan. Blue Twinkle crossed with Stratoides. So now you start seeing the same orchid that's crossed in other orchids showing up in tags. And that's what's cool about collecting orchids, because then you start seeing the character, right? And you start recognizing it when you look at it, you say, hey, that must have that in there, or that must have the other stuff. And that's what starts making you a super cool orchid grower, because now you start seeing the actual DNA of this plant without even having to look at the roots, which of course, the roots of you'll never guess every single, but you can see some of the strong characteristics of certain, I'm going to use the word bloodline of the orchid. These are really pretty. I just got these from Camila's garden. She had these. She says this is a brand new cross. It's called Dendrobium Big Ben. Nothing to do with Ben from Ben Yang, but it's ironic that they named this Ben. This one's also opening from my friend Alan from Gold Coast Orchids. Look how beautiful that is. He gave me this as a gift when I was over there about 2 years ago, as a thank you for what I do for the orchid community. And he says, you were looking at this and I know that you really liked it, and I want you to have it as a gift of appreciation. And it's gone so pretty. Look at this. It's gone very, very nice. She's doing great here. Blue Twinkle with Johannes. Really, really nice. I don't think I have anything that way that's been freshly blooming that I haven't. Oh, wait. Sorry, Miss Sachicha. This is my Sachicha, which is struggling because it did have thrips. I did save a lot of them. It's doing pretty well. But see, you see those spots? That's those thrippies. They are nasty. And that's with spraying. Imagine if I didn't spray, I wouldn't get anything. So yeah, this is a beautiful orchid. I got this at RF a couple of years ago. And it's that Vanda tessellata crossed with Vasco Sachicha. And it smells delicious. So I'm really sorry that I'm showing you this with some thrip damage, but it is what it is, you know? You can't go against nature. You could only try to control it a little bit. And this one's on its way out, my beautiful yellow splash. All right, guys. Where shall we go? Oh, I'm glad I didn't miss this, because this is a rarity. This is from South Africa. It got mauled by thrips. Look, but I was able to save these. All this got mauled by thrips, and the last one made it. These have a really weird name. Hold on. I got this at Soror Orchid. Sobenicofia robusta. But look at the flower. And I think it is fragrant. Hold on. Yeah, it has a beautiful fruit loop. You know that bergamot fragrance I tell you guys I love? Look at that, how pretty. So cute. And the one right next to it, I got this on my last visit to an orchid show at Ophi's Orchid Circus. And it's a beautiful orchid. I got this. It is from Pearl Smith, but I bought it from Vicky. She was selling Pearl Smith orchids. And these here are from my friends at Backyard Blue. Let me give you the name. Check this gorgeous flower out. What colors? She did tell me, oh, you're gonna love this flower when it opens. It's very different from other dendrobiums. She says it's a bigger flower and it just has this beautiful shape and color to it that other dendrobiums don't really have. So it's something you can put in your collection as a good additive to your dendrobium groups. But look at that, how pretty that flower is. And that deep purple labellum, that tongue with the brown is just boom. What a great, great, great flower. Really pretty. So if you guys like that, I like that they put this here. Reach out to them. They usually have a lot of dendrobiums in stock. And if they don't have them there, oh, look who's here. This is another rarity. God, you guys are getting a lot of rarities. This is a bulbophyllum given to me by Miss Teresita. And she is so delicate. She opens in the daytime like this. You gotta be very careful with the stem, because the stem is very, very, it's not gonna, there we go. Oh, I got it on focus. The stem is very tiny. There it is. It's a species from the Philippines. And it loves this area here. It is always blooming for me. Really, really pretty. I put it on this piece of mount. I think I put it in the mount. I don't think it came in the mount. I think I put it, and it just loves it. At night, it closes completely. It's supposed to be opening in the daytime, but right now it's not open because it's gloomy out. So I guess it thinks it's nighttime. All right. Out here, I mean, it's kind of a mess because of the rain, and everything's growing really fast, which I'm happy about that. But let me show you my grammatophyllums that are growing off the tree out in the wild. Well, some I placed in there, but look, these are all naturally sprouting from my tree. I didn't place those, and I didn't even know they were grammatophyllums until Julian from Carl Smith told me. Now this is a gram that I had that was a gift. I believe this was, who gave me this? Oh, this was from the Orchid store in Georgia, and it died on me. And I felt so bad. I put it in here. I said, well, if this was born here, and look at this, guys. Look at the root formation in there. And look how nice that is growing. Again, it has thrip damage, as you can see. This is thrip damage. This is not scales. I thought it was scales. Well, maybe it is. Let me see. No, it's thrip damage. And then this one here, look how pretty. This one also, these were all grams that were dying on me, and I put them there except for that, and they're doing great. This is doing really good there. I love these. When it rains, they turn green. When it's not raining, they look dead. They're brown. And then this grew here from one of my, I think it's from one of my ferns, because I have that same fern that I bought at Fantastic Ferns. So, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a little walk to my fish room, because I am really happy about that. And I wanted to show you guys how things are turning out. And look, we have more variegated elephant ears coming out. This is my main one. I'm excited about this because they all died during the cold weather and the hard rain. It was really bad, guys. I lost so many plants. That last season we had with the cold, it was in the 40s for like a week, and then it would get cold at night. So it was really bad for the orchids. I was trying to save as many as I could, but it's just that cold weather, you can't. So this is my indoor terrace. It used to be an outdoor terrace when my parents lived here. My dad built this area in the back, but he decided later on to close it because mosquitoes here are just, during mosquito season, they're terrible. So this is my whole setup in case you guys are just tuning in for the first time. The lights are kind of dim right now. So let me, because I have it on a timer, let me bring up some of that light. That way you guys can see it. And I've been breeding fancy guppies. There we go. I've been breeding these fancy guppies for almost a year now. I'm thinking about doing my own channel on guppies. It's just I don't really have the time. And some of these are really fancy guppies. Some of them are just mutt guppies. These are fancies, are called purple Moscows. Oh, look at his tail. That means I'm going to have to change the water because I did medicate this. And sometimes the medication, it works really well, but it starts burning off the tail a little bit. So I'm gonna have to do a water change now when I'm done here. Let me see if I can. These are all my females. These are all the females that actually bred or I weren't good for breeding again. There's a male that escaped because they're still having babies. So every time they have babies, I have to separate the males from there because they'll get them pregnant immediately. This is my 55 pond, I call it pond tank. Let me really pump up that light, baby. There. It's as good as it gets. And the plants here just love this location. Now, I did have to cut some yesterday. I'm going to take all this out. That's going to be a mess. But these lilies, I'm going to have to take them out because they're overpowering this tank. And I'm going to put it in the new 125 that's over there. But what I like, my partner Lewis made this little thing for me so that way I can hang the light up high. And that way I can look at it from here, the babies. And then look at it like a pond setting. So that way I can appreciate the lily pads. Because if not, this whole strip is in the way. And I don't get to enjoy it as a pond. See how pretty that looks? It feels like you're actually looking into a pond. So I wanted to make this one that kind of aquarium, you know, a very heavily planted aquarium. And believe it or not, everything in there was born in there. I don't even think I have the original parents anymore. Down here, I have these beautiful, I have to clean this tank too because out of sight, out of mind type of thing. I do change the water almost every week. I do an in and out siphon type of thing where the water is going in one way and the siphon the other. So it never empties the tank out. But sometimes the glass gets a little bit heavy with algae. But these I love. These are, I think they're called cobras. And I had gotten a couple and then I bred the females, and then the babies that came out were so pretty. They all look like this one here. And I said, ooh, I want to have more babies like that. So I put him with the females there and a couple of more males that look similar. And look at this, there's so many of them now. So they bred true to the color, which I was surprised that they would, but look, they all bred very, very true to color. So I just keep them in there. That's their own little city. Everything is live plants as well. And I have, on this one I have duckweed, which is that little flower that floats on top. And it really adds a nice feel to the aquarium. But again, it's so low down there that, now these are my specialty babies. These are the ones that I got from Indonesia. These are the purple dragon, Dumbo ear guppies, and they are just absolutely stunning. Look at those tails, they're like pom-poms. They are a little hard to videotape sometimes because they are very vivacious, but very beautiful guppies. And I may start selling these once I have a full setup and I have more. This is the first of the breeds that I get, so I don't want to start selling these. I want these to have babies, and then that way I'll have, you know, a nice little cycle of a baby factory. See, I have some testing some here in a smaller container. This is like a little 1 gallon tank with live grass in there. And then these, I'm going to do this here because if not, you won't see them. These are called blue Moscows. And let me see. If you look at them close, they have a beautiful bluish tint to their body. And depending on what they're doing, if they're hungry or when they're relaxed, their colors are beautiful. Right now, they're just too excited because they think they're going to get fed. But these, I was able to produce a pure strain from just 3 guppies. I had 2 girls and 1 boy, and the boy died, but the females stayed pregnant. So from those babies, I took the males from those females and crossed them with the moms. And I got this, which by the way, in the fish world, it's okay. It doesn't really make them. It's when you overcross, when you cross so many lineage of the same that you can start morphing them. But other than that, you can cross mom to dad to son, father to daughter. It doesn't really, sister to brother, it doesn't matter. Their DNA will just continue producing that color. And that's how you keep that color the same. See? It's a very, very pretty fish. And super proud that I was able to, because I was down to only those 3 and then down to 2, and I said, oh no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get these. Now these here are very interesting. Let me change the color lighting because on the camera it looks too blue. These are what they call endler fish. And an endler is actually the wild form of the guppy. And it came from a female that I bought that did not look like this. She was very pretty and platinum, but she had all these babies and died on me right after she had the babies. And I said, well, at least I have the babies now. I put them in a separate container and grew them out, and this is what I got. Very, very different from the mom. So I always wanted to have my own little collection of endler fish. So I said, you know, I'm going to put them in a nice little nano tank and let them breed in there. And they have been having a great time in the little world in there. And what's great about them is you don't need a very big tank. See, this is not, you can see this is not a very big tank. I can hold it with one hand. And down here I have one very similar but a little smaller. And these are ones that I bred myself here as well. I did this little strain here off of some, let me see if I can change the light. Off of some Dumbo ear guppies. And I love the colors that I got. Look at that. I call them my Skittles guppies because they look like little Skittles swimming around. And they're all males. I separated them. They were in the large planted tank. They were all born in there. So what I'm doing is I'm only allowing certain males to breed with the females to maintain a clean line. But because these all are different, that's what I love just to see here in this tiny little nano tank. It's a great, great fish. And they do get along very well. So that, by the way, this is what guppies look like when they're young, because you don't get to see them like this over and in the pet stores. You already see them big and, oh, I just went right by it. So anyways, this is a new tank. It is tannins right now because of the dirt. I use black dirt underneath, and then I put a thick layer of play sand. I used Home Depot play sand. So, and then the dirt is full organic, no fertilizer dirt. And I'm weighing down these beautiful driftwood, pieces of driftwood, because they did need to get waterlogged. They're almost, what I do is I fill a bag with pebbles like that, and I start taking them out. Like 1 week I'll take one out, another week I'll take, and I start seeing slowly how it gets waterlogged. Because if I try to take that one out now, it's gonna float up. So right now it's waterlogged enough that only 3 bags hold it down. And then maybe next week, 1 bag comes out and only 2 bags can hold it. And that's how you hold something down. I came up with that because I couldn't think of anything to hold it down. It's such a weird shape, and it ended up working. And that's my filter system that I just got, Vivor. So far, so good. I'm trying that out for the first time. As you can hear, the only thing you can hear is the fan in the background. There's no noise to this. And it has a skimmer to skim the top water so it doesn't get milky, and an intake. Plus, it has a beautiful flow that's so silent. Very, very, very nice. A great, great canister filter. So what I'll be putting here is most likely angelfish and discus. And I'm not gonna fill it up with plants. I think I'm gonna put a couple here of those red, these sword plants. Let me show you, because you want one. These right here, to add a little bit of red and green. And maybe in the center, put the tiger lilies that you saw in the other tank. So it could create a centerpiece where the lily pads could go out this way, and just keep it like that, very minimalist. If I do add anything else, it'll be the little tiny grass that I have here. I will probably do that, and I won't do it all over. I'll do it like closer to the base on the legs and in those areas, and then play more with the whiteness of the sand and the beauty of the fish. So let me know what you guys think. because I definitely don't want to do, you know what, I'm gonna turn this off. I put this on, guys, because it's so, you can see some of my orchids out there blooming. These are my anosmums. That if I don't put it, the floor gets very slippery from the humidity. Now I'm gonna bring you inside my home now. My partner has been working on the table, so it's a little messy, so I'm sorry. But I do want to show you this. This is selective breeding. These were the same ones you saw just now on the little aquarium on the very top on the very bottom that I showed you, the Skittles. Well, these are the same fish, but they came out with way, let me see if I can, yeah, that's better. With way more length on their tails. They are older because they were the firstborn, and these were the females that I bred to give me those Skittles. So I'm crossing these in here, and it's so funny because I already see babies. There's a blue shrimp in there, and this one is so established. You'll see little like water fleas. You see them? They keep everything in there clean because I have live plants, and I guess I introduced it from bringing live plants. It doesn't seem to damage the fish. It seems to keep everything clean. Now I do need to change this water a little bit because I cut some of the plant so it's a little bit murky from moving it around, but I think I'm going to get very pretty fish from this. There's already some fry in there, but they're from the females getting pregnant from the Skittles fish. So I'm probably gonna get some Skittles in there, but these I can't wait because they're so pretty. All right, let me show you real quick. A little. Now this is exactly what I may start doing for my members only. This kind of video where it's really personal and I get to bring you in my home and show you some of my favorite things to do. Like, fun fact, a lot of you didn't know that I collect Wedgewood Jasper ware from England. I've been collecting for over 30 years. Now I did stop for a while because life changes and you do other things, but anytime I can get my hands on something, this is depression glass. This down here is not Wedgewood, but it reminds me of the Wedgewood. So I did buy some depression glass a couple of years ago, but these were my pride and joy. Let me see if I put the light on, it looks better. Isn't that pretty? And you know it's authentic when you turn it around. It should have the stamp of Wedgewood and the number. I used to know so much about this. I've lost a lot of my know-how. I have a book on this. I was so deep into this and the different colors that they make. And this is one of my latest obsessions. You know, when I get a little bit obsessed, I get really obsessed. So I've been collecting colognes now. So somebody made a comment while I was in Miami. I was recording live and she says, and he smells good. Well, this is one of the reasons you guys will always smell fragrance on me, because I love this one. Spice Bomb is delicious. This one comes from Turkey. It's from a perfume house, Elisa, I always say it wrong, Elisa. And it's made there. So my partner makes it with my favorite fragrance, which is vanilla, tobacco, patchouli, and bergamot. These are all from Bond number 9. I love these bottles, they're so pretty. And this one, where is it? Oh, it's back here. This one's from Brazil, and it's made from a wood oil, and it is the most delicious thing. It's created by 2 perfume artists, and they collaborated and created this. It is delicious. And of course, my friend Blanquita with her Orchid Garden perfume diffuser, which creates a great environment. Hold on. My little orchid soap. Sorry, guys. Here, I have my record collection, all these. In here, I have movies from, oh God, do I have it open? I never get this right. There we go. Yeah, these are records, LPs, and all these here are movies. Things that I like to collect. All these are LPs too. Original stereo from 1990s, Yamaha. A bunch of my collectibles. These are all Italian collectibles. They're called Tokidokis, and I know Roxy collects them too. She came here, she goes, oh my God, I can't believe. And if you guys remember HR, Puffin stuff, and where the wild things are. So anyways, I just love this. Can we take another look at this? I just put it up here, so I'm really admiring it. Because before I had it in boxes and I'm like, man, I want to look at my collection. And all this is my artwork throughout the years. So I think I'm going to cut it here because it's a very long video. But I wanted to do something like this to show you guys, if you're interested in the membership, I'll probably be doing videos more like this. Very unedited, very personal, and filled with information and other things besides just orchids. Of course, I will always include orchids, but I think it'll be something different, and it will bring you into my world a little bit more in detail, showing you what I do, what I like, how things are progressing. And also when I do my feedings or watering, which you guys have asked so much about the watering, I could bring you guys along and make it a video. All right, guys, so let me turn this around. Did I show you this, by the way? No, I did not. Thank God I came back here. Whew. So this is what I use. Always have, go to the dollar store. You can get plenty of these. I buy a bunch. Have one of these. That's what you want to use to burn on here. Every time you use it on a plant, if you're gonna go to another plant, please use one of these. A lighter does not work. Alcohol doesn't work. This is the strongest thing you'll ever have. Get one of these. Be very careful when you use it because you don't see the flame, and if it burns you, it goes right through your hands. So I use that, and I buy a bunch of these, and what I do is I put them down, and okay, let's say I use it here. I clean this plant, burn it, put it here, let it cool. And then I keep doing that. I keep putting back behind as they go along. And that's how I use them. All right, let me get I don't even know where I put my, my tripod. All right, guys, let's spin this around. All right, guys, that is it. That is the end of today's beautiful walk around my garden and the greenhouse and my home. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It really is different from what I normally use on my channel. But if you like it and it's something you're willing to watch and to share with me, let me know. Put it in the comments. I follow a lot what you guys tell me in the comments. As you guys who've been following me know, I read everybody's comments and I try to respond to every single person. Even if I just put a green heart, that means I acknowledge your comment, I read it, and thank you for it. So if you really like what I did here today, let me know. I may start doing this for members only, and who knows? Let's see how it grows from that. I'm really excited about it. I wanted to do something different because, you know, if we don't change certain things that we do and we get into the rhythm of just one system, then we kind of get a little bit bored, and other people get bored too. So I want to bring a little something more exciting. So let me know. I will leave at the very end of this video anything that's coming up, like the Redland show, which will be in October. I think there's a Bewitched show, which is in June 13, 14, 15, something like that, up in Central Florida. I don't know much of what's happening lately because the season is dying down, but I will keep you guys informed as I get the information. So I will see you next time. My name is Nelson. You've been watching Nature Now. It is so humid. It's so humid, it's sticky. I'm probably shining. Remember to always keep it green. I will see you next time.